Hello my friends, got you a 3 versus 3 epic today. My girlfriend says, are you sure you're going to cast a Forge Lions today? I says, yeah, we're going to roll a dice. And if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 or a 5, we're going to make that cast happen. She says, what happens if it's a 6? And I says, well, we'll roll again, won't we? It is a 3 versus 3 epic, as I've said, so make yourself time. 1791 average. It is a ranked game. That means it's the old hotties versus coolies taking place. Less than 24 hours ago, game going down late last night, and as I record this, we did just roll over 2,000 subscribers on the channel in the last day or two. Man, oh man, let me tell you, it's not the first time I've done it. It's actually the 4th time I've taken a channel to 2,000 subscribers. It's definitely been the hardest. It's been the most fun I've ever had doing a YouTube channel as this one, but it's been very difficult. And some may say, well, that's because you picked a game that was 15 years old. Maybe. In any case, let's unpause the game then, and we'll start introducing our players. This, because it is 2000, will not only be a game for the patrons, but it will also be, at least for a limited time, open to everybody to celebrate hitting 2,000 subscribers. So there we go. All right, with all of that said and done, we'll take a little look. So mates over here, Horolox and Kazar form the coolies. They're down here on team 2. And if we take a look at the hotties over here, we've got Bottle of Water, Parap the Rap in Ferrari Red, and Taffy there in Burgundy Red. Team North, that's these guys up here, enjoying an extra 46 points per player overall. So that works out roughly 11 points per player. Alright, let's have a little closer look at the factions while we wait for things to unfold. I realise we're doing it just a little bit differently today. So yeah, everything's been different. Down south here in Electric Blue is Kazar 1482. As we said, he's gone first land in the Seraphim faction. Here's Pal up north in Sky Blue. Horolox Mato or Mato 1499. So he'll probably one victory away from being 1500. Don't forget their scores are related to their 3-on-3 ranking. He's gone first land. Looks like second air as the old Saib. And his pal mates there 2369. I think that is the highest 3-on-3 rating I have seen, at least in games that I've reviewed. Some of you may be asking, where have you been? It's been ages, I know. It's a mixture of looking for games where I try to cast them without reviewing them. As we all know, most of them tend to be a bit pap. I've also noticed an explosion in new channels making FAF content, which is great. Haven't had time to watch all of them. I have seen 1 or 2 people, and I have to say, some of them showing promise. And I just wonder, how, if you are able to produce content daily, unless you're just picking a game at random, how much time you must be putting into it. I shudder to think. Anyway, let's introduce the other team real quick, because we've got scouts coming down there from Parapap the Rat. What a name that is. He's gone Cybran 1805, first and second air, let's say. Moving to his top left then in orange is Bottle of Water. I'll have to tell you something. Oh no, I best not, because next thing the video will be getting flagged as being inappropriate content. We've got here first land, second air there, 1879, and he's getting himself a transport out. We do see it is a Neuroxis map gen. Incidentally, it is a 1375 by 1375 map. So 4 islands to fight for, at least that are worth anything. We've got actually 6 islands, but 2 of those have got no mass at all. The outer islands, or the ones in the corners, perhaps better said, 5 mass per piece. The inner ones, 2 mass per piece, so certainly worth dealing with, but plenty of mass points to be had on each of the islands. Somebody said, you've not finished introducing Taffy. Quite right. Burgundy Red, Taffy, UEF, the only guy who knows what's good for him, or at least what faction is good for him. Going first land, second air, he's 1722. So with that, a very weird opening there. Actually got an aggressive push here from Horrorlock's Matto, and I wonder if he's going to be able to make this pay. Horrorlock's, the name sounds awfully much like a boss I used to have. Well, he's got him center radar, so let's have a little look here. I mean, we can see there that Parapapadarap is on the case. Bomber's beautiful bomb takes out all of the engineers. If one of them would have survived with a hair, this Mantis was there to pick it off. Doesn't actually get the kills, so yeah, that's going to be a complete annihilation. As we see, Parapat was their personal anyway, so lovely teamwork from the Hotties to shut that down. So I like to say, Orolox, the idea was there, but not much else. Certainly, luck was not on his side. There is a bit of air engage over there, but again, it just feels like it's too late. And the factory, I mean, you may as well pause it at this point. You're just chucking mass away. 3 mass per tick and 19 energy for noughts. And let's just go with Parap. He picks it off. Mates has decided to go personally over to the corner island down there, and I don't blame him. You know, he wants to absolutely ensure he gets his hands on those 5 mass points. That's 10 mass per tick before you even start upgrading. He's also got an engineer to the south central island, so that's an extra 2, so that's 14 mass per tick outside his base. Taffy electing to redirect that bomber that was used. In fact, no, this is not the bomber that was used. As we can see, it's got no kills. I guess that one was shot down from that Air Force, but regardless, it's here. And no doubt to go after these engineers here from Mates. And we see there the mistake of not leading the bomber with a scout. Wastes turns here from the bomber. Mates on the case with a bit of micro. And again, without any sort of intel, unable to see that there's engineers there. Bomber comes back round, and I wonder now if Mates has taken his eye off the ball. And yes, he did. Not that it matters. Engineers plenty on the island anyway. Quick look at the Navy situation, then we'll have a quick look from the team view. And so the Hotties well in control on the north side, in fact completely so. There appears to be a solitary frigate that may just be beyond the 50-way mark by about 2 centimeters. And if we come over to the south side, yeah, pretty much exactly the opposite. A frigate there that's about 2 centimeters too far to the south, as well as a solitary scout. But other than that, it's a 50-50 split. It's a north versus south, despite the corner begins. I suppose the expansion islands, let's call them the side islands, definitely on the south side, favouring the southern islands. Not by too much, but I'm sure if you were to stick a ruler between the bases, you would see that they are, at least in map scale, a few kilometers closer. So take a look in the central area. Then we've got our first little naval, and somebody who clearly likes to keep me as a caster happy, sprinkling plenty of Tech 1 subs in. Mates, no less, 2369. So go on. If the 2K player's doing it, the only one in the game, you know it can't be that bad of a technique, and here's why. Says, yeah, because I get to shoot at these frigates for free. Is friggin' a frigate. Let's leave that one there. So I'm sure some of you are thinking, what's it mean? I don't know. And yeah, so Mates here, he's got the opportunity to push. He may as well make use of it. Again, units, when you've got the upper hand and you're not using them, unless you're trying to gather them up for a surprise. As you can see, the coolies are a little light on the surface, so you definitely want to get these stuck in, and it looks like Mate's now doing just that. And so at 8 minutes 20, by the way, guys, I reviewed about halfway through this game. I'm really going to hope that it doesn't desync. Don't worry, I shan't upload it if it does desync, but let me just tell you, it was shaping up to be a cracker. And you know me, I do have a bit of a nose for sniffing out good games, so of course I can't say anything for the ending. but it was shaping up to be a cracker. Like the opportunity to thank everybody who's subscribed and helped support what I do here on the channel. And I'm not just saying it's been the most fun channel I've ever done. I genuinely mean it. I've really enjoyed commentating on FAF. It was something that I never thought I would like. I'm sure there are one or two others discovering a similar right now. That includes, of course, the Baby Alien 83, my really old YouTube channel. That, if you haven't seen it, you know, the old, again, security purposes, guy with the tash. I did the spoof comedy, and again, that video must be about 15 years old now. Where there's, you know, it's taken the you know, the guy's last days in the bunker. You know, that famous film. That loads of people did a rip-off, and I did one 15 years ago, and it was a Settlers Clutch headquarters situation. Mate's making a drop here, and I just wonder what's he dropping there for. Is it seriously for that mass? And I guess so. There's about 100 mass there in totality. I just wonder, is that worth dropping engineers down for? So we see Parapat the Rat moving in. Well, he got the mass, and what's he go? Is he trying to destroy the radar? Which, well, one, I don't know. Just more annoying to be anything. I don't think it had any real technical advantage to speak of there. And so at 10 minutes and a half, we'll take a look at the economic situation. The coolies seem to be in control of the central area, we'll call it the sea today. And this one little annoying frigate on the extreme eastern flank that seems to be just about able to deny the outermost mechs there from Taffy. Psych Parapap says, yep, 2 can play at that sub-game, you know. It's not just the 2K rated player. And so looks like this one here from Horrorlocks bitten off a little more than he can chew. Surrounded there. There he goes. And what's this? Parapap. Yep, the Cybran. He's gone stealth and he's gone nanite torpedo launcher. And that is going to brush away all the spam that the coolies have chucked that way. Although, mates here, the first one, at least that I see, with a Tech 2 destroyer on the line, 11 minutes 40, and it's already getting its first kills there. Coastal mass points. Problem is, though, range on those torpedoes, and it does appear that mates is aware of it. He's backing off. Yeah, these frigates are just going to die so quickly to that. How are you all doing with regards to Christmas? Are you all feeling festive? I'm not. At least not as I record this. I have to say, I don't know if that's just because getting old, or if it's, I don't know, just not festive. There's no snow. Maybe if there was loads of, it's just not the same, is it? It's not the same. Maybe if I'd have had kids, it would have been a bit different. I don't know. We had Santa go down the road the other day. Yeah, it's true. I know you're all jealous, but we did. At first, I thought it were these idiots blasting music, and then when it's sort of, I could hear it sort of way in the distance, and it was taking forever to get closer. I thought, oh yeah, it's that stupid lorry. Did you know that Santa rides round in a council lorry? Yes, he does. Anyway, Parapat the Rap here. And the coolies are going to have to think of something quick, because this guy is, what's this, 11 kills. It's only 1,000 mass, so it's not actually, yeah, see, this is what I hate about the, there we go. And then, of course, if I use my middle mouse button, it destroys the camera view, so I've got to remember to only use the keys to move the mouse, the view, from this view, which is a strange thing. Torpedo bombers there from Bottle of Water. As well as if things weren't bad enough, we see mates establishing down towards his base. And over here as well, he's gotten 2 Tech 2 naval yards online. Did pick up the empty island just to put a radar on there. And Horrocks, who, credit to him, got the numbers up. He's gotten himself a destroyer out as well. Is, however, facing the commander with the torpedo launcher, who, what's this now? 15 kills now, 1800 mass. And so, yeah, has no choice really but to back off. Funneling more destroyers through all the time thanks to mates, which is great. Yeah, these the Cybran destroyers, gotta say, man, I love the balancing of the Cybran destroyer. That beam weapon with its accuracy but without the range, it's just a lovely mix of a unit to put in there. Parapap still pushing forward now, 2,600 mass to his name. But mate's here with 4 destroyers. I just wonder, can mate see him? Well, the answer is only just, but he can see him. Parapap now with destroyers of his own. But I mean, this is the danger here. Because, of course, the destroyers have got the torpedo launchers as well as anti-torpedoes. I guess you'd call them depth charges, really, but it's one thing that the game doesn't really have depth charges. But, you know, underwater guided torpedoes, kind of the same thing. It's more like the hedgehog device, maybe, I don't know. But in any case, Parapap electing to push. The coolies there contracting their forces. And the hotties... it's almost now in the center. We saw the coolies dominating there thanks to Horrocks right up until this last minute or so. Hotties firmly in control of that area now. Although, look at this. Mates has been so annoyed with his frigate in this corner, now sends a destroyer with it. 6 kills so far. And as if pressure ain't bad enough, Khazar, who hasn't been too I'll say Khazar, beg your pardon, it is Horrocks. Colorblind. 21 kills. This cruiser's gonna shred Parapap's economic options. Look how many mass points have gone missing, and these are all Tech 2 capped off. And if he don't get he's sending engineers over breakneck speed, but I suspect it's going to be just in time to be too late. Now it's Horrocks who's also in the drink. He's gotten the nanite torpedo launcher as well. Not got the stealth though. Has Tech 2 as well as nano. Parapap got to be careful here. These are destroyers. If they elect to go for him in the eye, look at the hit points falling off. 15,000 hit points. He's down to 9. Below 9 now. And I wonder if Mates is going to go for the kill or not. Losing there half of his hit points. I mean, that's the thing, like always with the commander. Sure, it's the best unit, but is it also being a bit too greedy? Bottle of Water, look at it. He's gotten so many units here. I think they're all Tech 1, and they're just overwhelming the build capacity there that the coolies have. This is the Tech 2 Naval HQ belonging to Horrocks. That's gone. So many frigates and Tech 1 subs here. Look at the success it's having. And Khazar there now funneling torpedo bombers in. Actually, Parapap with the same idea. And look how aggressive this guy's been. He's 5,700 hit points and he's still pushing. I wonder, can mates see him? Well, he must know he's there. I mean, he sees the telltale signs of torpedoes coming in. Of course, there is no way of necessarily knowing that's the commander unless you've previously identified that. Now I've got 2 cruisers over here. Look at these two. 50 kills between them. And Parapap now chucking torpedo bombers at these destroyers, which is just as well. And he's loitering on the periphery. Man, is this ballsy. So I was like to say, when does ballsy heroic play turn into stupidity? The answer is, of course, always. It depends on whether you pull it off or not. "21 kills. He's a 4-star commander with 6,800 mass to his name. Although, mate, still putting on the pressure. In fact, I go so if it weren't for these few destroyers here from mates, this would be an open goal for the Hotties right now. We do have the pressure over here from Horrorlock, so this has been so effective. And it's just where you wish, you know, if the Hotties had, like, you know, just send a few subs that way if they had the APM spare. I guess they don't. Oh, this is where you see mate's got to keep moving. He can't afford to take his eye off the ball. One of the destroyers there eating a lot of unnecessary fire. You see plenty of micro there from Parapap as well, which is just as well dealing with the Aeon. Takes the rounds all day to get there, but when they connect, if they connect, that's Problo. And now Kazar with a surprise torpedo attack. Although he does have the ASF to cover. Does lose a few of his torpedo bombers unnecessarily though. Oh, and it looks like the destroyers here from mates have tracked down Parapap. And at 20 minutes, doesn't look like he's long for this world. Look at all those torpedo bombs. Or torpedoes. The com is the bomb, and there he goes. The first player down, Parapap the Rap, to give him his full name. Inside 21 minutes, thanks to mates. The coolie's going 3-2 up, not 2-1, 3-2. And there we go. Wow. Very, very clutch play. Horrorlocks, who is in the drink still himself. He is Tech 2. I just wonder what's he doing. Look at all the attack moves there. Everybody desperate to get their hands on the reclaim. Speaking of which, let's have a little look. There are the numbers. If we take a look at one of the team views, let's go Bottle of Water. He's got a pretty good dominance there. And ask for the reclaim values. We get a, or at least on that zoom, a bit of an idea. 18,000 mass to be had there. Weird that that little tool doesn't work on global view, but for reasons unknown it doesn't. I can't believe these 2 cruisers are still alive. I'd have just kept them there, man. They were doing the Lord's work. Bottle of Water now emboldened with his teammates' loss, I think. It's a terrible way to call it, but I don't know how else to describe it. Is now controlling the Navy in the entirety. He was previously sharing the Navy operations with Parapap. He's gotten right on the way with the micro. Kazar still chucking in torpedo bombers. I mean, look at the production here from Bottle of Water. Order of the day is spam. Although, problem with spam is it's also the weakest factory. And Kazar there taking advantage of that, shooting down or dismantling, should we say, those naval yards before they're able to get much done. Torpedo bombers now flying over the ball of units. Problem is, so much anti-air there, although they do bag themselves one of the cruisers for the trouble. That was a lot of torpedo bombers for one cruiser. There comes a point where it's not worth the exchange. Although I am wondering, as Kazar got air, we saw there Taffy backing off. Let's have a little look. Kazar, let's switch to air. 106 versus 90. And so there's definitely a slight advantage towards Kazar. I wonder if it's enough of an advantage that fighting above this ball of navy would offset. I don't know, man. It depends how many cruisers are in the mix. I mean, there's at least one of them. I'd definitely like to see Bottle of Water get a few more cruisers in that mix, and once he has, I see no reason why Taffy can't loiter above the navy to somehow have this cruiser still online from mates. Surely that's going to get picked off. It's been forgotten about, that's for sure. But Bottle of Water, it's like once again the naval construction facilities from the coolies at risk. As Bottle of Water just funneling more and more units down. And let's have a look, what's he actually got in this pick and mix? Well, 30 frigates, 16 destroyers, a couple of cruisers, as well as 8 frigates belonging to the Cybrans. So lots is the answer. No Tech 3 yet, but at 24 minutes, that can't be too far away. Their weakness is, of course, against the air, and with only 2 cruisers in that mix, Khazar, with huge waves of torpedo bombers, means they're not going to last too long. Mates is trying a careful withdrawal here with his navy. He's got a few destroyers there. We do see Bottle of Water taking a primary dislike to targets left, right and centre. The naval HQ is of course a huge target. There it goes. That's Mates unable to produce more Tech 2 units for the while. But the coolies, I mean, look at the skies. They're completely dominating. Bottle of Water funneling more cruisers down there all the time. I suspect they're going to take priority from Khazar's air. That is, of course, assuming he notices it. I guess he's going for the destroyers first. How many's he got? 47 torpedo bombers. Well, that's very difficult to stop, especially when you're enjoying air supremacy. At least Taffy don't feel like it. What was the chat there? Scout for Nuke says Bottle of Water. And Khazar getting on the way with the arse washer. And Ashley Mates calling it GG at 26 minutes. Although I'm not entirely sure, thanks to all this air from Khazar, it's not over. If Khazar did not have air supremacy, I would be inclined to agree with him. So we see a few units here from Bottle of Water getting right into the, well, I would say the main base. It wasn't. They've annihilated the main base. This was sort of the secondary base from Mates. But he's going to want to get all of these torpedo bombers in there, or at the very least hand them over to Mates. Does look like Khazar's potentially somebody that would want to make use of the split command. A lot of overkill there with the torpedo bombers. Advantage is, of course, that they're guaranteed to get the kill. And so 27.5 minutes. We've got a scouting run here from Taffy. This must have been the one that was requested. See what they're up to. Check that they're not working on a nuke. Well, there's the experimental bomber. I wonder if that one gets picked up or not. Certainly, I don't see anybody highlighting it. Bottle of Water once more and everywhere. He's getting more cruisers into the mix now. Look how many kills these cruisers have got. And I think that's because Khazar didn't primary the cruisers sooner. He is doing now. But that guy died with 15, 16 kills. This one's got 22 now, 23. And I assure you the vast majority of that will be air. Lots of build capacity down, although crucially Mate's not out. He's managed to get a Tech 2 Naval HQ online. Scout run there from Horolox. Wants to see what's going on the other side also. And bottle of water. Looks like he's not too far away, despite losing horrendous amounts of Navy. Thanks to all that air from Khazar, is not out. And with there we see the notification. The experimental bomber is online. Here she is. And I can only assume Khazar's going to use that sooner rather than later. In fact, is a spy plane run, and I suspect that may be to ID targets. Look at the amount of engineers Bottle of Water's chucking down, desperate to get his hands on the reclaim. Looks like Mates has got exactly the same idea, and there's why. Look at it. Khazar crossing the pond with his ASF. Looks like he's determined to go for Taffy. And there's the engage. There's actually a big sprinkling of SAM sites here. So Taffy, I mean, what's this? This is the worst possible move you can do. Allowing the enemy to get behind you. The experimental bomber there with 2 kills. That is total annihilation if ever I've seen. Masterful play there from Khazar. Suckered him in. At first I thought Taffy was trying to run away from the Air Force, but he was actually making a play for the bomber. Khazar there, the 1482, showing how that's done. 4 kills, and it looks like this bomber is really struggling to get a bow off. I would have thought he was going for the naval yards there. Apparently not. Losing so much health in the progress, down to just 13,000 hit points. Bomber loitering, pings of desperation from Bottle Water. 6,000. Come on, man! 1,000. Shot. What on earth was that? I think the bomb might have hit a plane. The actual bomber itself annihilating the bomber, doing what the bomb couldn't. Unbelievable. I mean, that, were it not shot down right on top of Taffy's air grid, would have probably been one of the worst experimental bombers I've seen as a caster. But I gotta say, hats off to it, man. The means justified the ends, I guess. Khazar now once again going for the torpedo bombers. I mean, hats off to him, man. He's dominating the skies. He's just knocked out his opponent's air grid. Got a big scouting run here from Taffy again. Have they got any nukes? Any sort of funny business going on? I do remember when I used to play, you know, the big Setons games. Often it was a tactic when you saw like a scouting run like this. As soon as you saw the scouts disappear, that's when you started work on a big, expensive, you know, nuke or something like that. So experimental bomber there, drops one off right in the middle of that navy, gets 16 kills. Of course, that does include engineers as well as spam. And so not necessarily high value targets. As you can see, lost half of his hit points in the process. So it's actually extremely expensive for Khazar to attack this navy. Horolox actually making a play to get back in the navy over here on the west side. Water moving in, and probably got enough already there to deal with. More waves of torpedo bombers here from Khazar, but I mean, they're getting very little done. I mean, that was about 5 torpedo bombers going after 1 frigate, and they didn't even manage it. Mates now chucking the blazes. They are. See this a lot lately. The blazes been used to deal with navy. It must have had some sort of buff in some way or other, or been made cheaper. But Bottle of Water now, and I knew this was going to happen, but my only surprise was it's taken as long as it did, has made the switch to Tech 3. We've got the battleship at 32, now 33 minutes on the line. Also got an aircraft carrier there as well. Yeah, so this naval facility shut down, and Horolox doing the right thing, thinks, it's had it, and pauses them all. So let's have a look at the ecos overall, something we've not done yet. So mass income tick for tick, actually favouring the coolies. I don't believe there's all that 1.3, 1.4 versus 1.1. And so huge advantage, which is just as well, because to look at the map, the hotties are firmly in control. So take a look there, aircraft carrier a little too far forward, a vulnerable unit, at least when it comes to other naval units. Mates has gotten it surrounded and is surely going to pick it off. There it goes. 23 kills to its name. That probably didn't pay for itself, but I suspect Bottle of Water does not care. He's dominating very nicely. Leave the units there, man. It's okay. Put some pressure on. Because with the experimental bomber, he's bringing it back. This is the heavily damaged bomber. Halfway done. Has 19 kills to its name. He's producing a second one that's halfway done. And that'll actually be his third one. He's still trickling torpedo bombers into this mix. Does pick off one cruiser. But again, very, for a high cost. And what is this? I'm seeing artillery shots flying across the screen. There they are. Horlox has gotten him sent a static artillery piece to there. We're just in time to see the first 4 kills. He's capped it off to get the higher rate of fire. He's already working on a second. And so the coolies getting cornered like the rats that they are, becoming increasingly dangerous as it happens. Just as well, credit to Mates for not having allowed Bottle of Water total domination of the Navy. I don't understand. I guess that's why he's a 2369. Because I'm sure few other players would understand also. But here come the long-range shots going after the air player's grid. This is a clever move because don't forget, Taffy lost half his grid thanks to that experimental bomber. And so arguably the worst placed player to deal with the long-range shots. So there we see that artillery is actually cracking through. Yeah, he's going to want to get the shields on very quickly. Horlox asking for mass. Mates very pleased to give it. And somehow is holding just about. Just wonder if the coolies could get a nuke right in there, all of a sudden the Navy game would be wide open. And it does appear that Taffy has been able to get his area shielded. Taffy was the name. Sergeant Major Williams. My favourite actor of all time. It ain't our fault, Mum. Shout out to any of you that appreciated that odd sitcom that, of course, now would be deemed politically incorrect and all the rest of it. But once upon a time, even the BBC was able to produce a good comedy. What's this? Horlox trying to tie up the Navy with floating. Oh, they're not floating, they're the Medusas. But I tell you what, you send them forward, it still ties up the targeting facilities of the Navy. All of what is now making use of the mermaids, the stealth boats. Although I wonder if he's perhaps a little bit too close. Yeah, so he's probably within Omni range now anyway. So serves a function up until a point. Yeah, look at this. The Navy getting stronger and stronger in that corner. I mean, I'd say forget the formation. Just get them all right up to the coastline. Long-range shots continuing to rain in. And this is basically tied up Taffy and his APM. He's basically been reduced to trying to get more shields online. Oh, his air grid's wide open. Bang, there it goes. I think there's actually 2 pieces online now. Yes, they are. Man, did Horlox get that second Arty online quickly. No doubt thanks to the donation from Mates. We've also gotten ourselves a nuke online now from Horlox as well. This guy is firmly sent up for the long haul. And at 38 minutes, this was about as far as I got when I was reviewing the game. And I had to say, it did appear to be, is Bottle of Water able to win the Navy game first? Or are the Coolies and their standoff weapons going to win? Because that's where it appears to be at. We've got an experimental bomber. This is a heavily damaged one. 19 kills. Bang. Connection. Gets it up to 34. And with it, buys a few moments of reprieve for Mates' heavily outnumbered Navy. I think a few moments is all it's going to be, though. We're still seeing masses of destruction over here. And there, look at this. A different signature with the plasma ball flying through the air. And that's because we've gotten a new RT piece. And here it is. This one from Kazar. Kazar actually self-detonating the experimental bomber there. That was that one that was heavily damaged. That's something I hear spoke about a lot, but very rarely see it. Because of course, usually we're taking a look at the action. But in this case, we were sort of, we just about saw it there. The experimental bomber recycled to invest into more things. And so at 39 minutes for a game that went down late last night, which way are you going to call this? And the answer to me is, I don't know. I just pray it don't desync. Please don't desync. All I want for Christmas is for this game not to desync. It's not asking too much. The artillery now looks like they've switched targets, going after Bottle of Water now. Oh, and this is where his anti-nuke is. He's almost got one in the clip. Bottle of Water is heavily assisting the shield there. I do like that addition that engineers can assist shields. It's a nice move. And Mates, who has held and held and held so valiantly in the Navy game by herself ever since Kazar stopped chucking torpedo bombers at that Navy, which, to be fair, Bottle of Water got critical mass when it came to the cruisers. And look at this, Bottle of Water actually sprinkling flak and SAM sites across the sea as well. That's going to make it increasingly expensive for the Coolies to use their Air Force. But unfortunately here for Mates, it's starting to look like his Navy days are numbered. Seriously so. Got on a battleship that's half damaged, and that's about all. Imagine starting the game with that unit, the advantage you'd have. A halfway damaged battleship. Of course, 41 minutes into the game, it's actually probably worth more to your opponent than it is to you, thanks to the reclaim that now Bottle of Water is perfectly poised to get. But look at the artillery, man. It's like a watering can from hell. 9 kills, 56 from those two there. What we got here? Parallax 117 plus 114. And now that new cat as well. And so standoff-wise, the Coolies have got this one wrapped up quite nicely. Navy-wise, Bottle of Water's got it. And don't forget, guys, this is an epic. So it's not yet over. But that right there is a nuke if ever I've seen one. Boom, we'll slow time down just a little bit. Look at all the particles flying up into the air. And that right there, the thermonuclear reaction of, I don't know, radioactivity. Go back to full pace. A nuke, if ever there was, right into Bottle of Water's central naval facilities. And Bottle of Water, as you can see there, he could smell it coming. I mean, he got out of dodge right quick when they heard that nuke launcher. And I don't blame him. Look at the devastation the artillery is causing. Taffy, the only one with a base, I would say, to speak of. But, I mean, heavy, heavy signs of damage. Nice teamwork there from Bottle of Water, desperately trying to keep the shield on. Oh, but then I don't know if he stopped assisting or exactly what went on then, but it was at the worst possible time. We've got an anti-nuke here with 3 in the clip. You won't want to lose that if you possibly can help it. A little bit of luck there, and artillery missing. Oh, the shield blinks on just as the artillery round lands in. Oh my goodness. Wer Glück hat, scheißt in Traum ins Bett, as my Opa would used to say. Perhaps you Germans can help translate that one. And now Mates' base is got itself serious problems. Bottle of Water wants his pal to scout. Is of course just Bottle of Water and Taffy. Out comes another nuke. Who's this one for? Once again, the coolies lobbing this one out. So they've got 2 nukes online and at least 4 Tech 3 artillery. Bottle of Water with the Cybran destroyers. Look at these marching towards Mates' base. There they go with their Incy-Wincy. Let's have a quick look at where that nuke's going. There it goes, right into Bottle of Water's other main naval construction. Look how quick he was to re-establish here. He's already gotten the first one back on to full. And now we've got wave upon wave of... I thought they were torpedo bombers, but they're not. They're Tech 1 bombers. They've been sent to try and deal with the Incy-Winciness here. And I suspect Mates is thinking, well, you know, nice playing, but I've got no base left, so I'm out. Mates, who of course had not gone for the standoff game, and having lost Navy, becoming increasingly irrelevant as the game went on. Bottle of Water still pushing. All right, 44 minutes, 44 seconds. Look at the advantage to the Hotties. 1.6 versus 1.1 because they're completely dominating the map. The coolies, with all the toys, chucking out ranged artillery and nukes like there's no tomorrow. Look at these 4 working all together. I guarantee you they're all on the same target. Go on, Bottle of Water. It's up to you and your Navy. Don't forget, assuming that he's allowed to keep his battleships online, these can brew up a nuke themselves. And if I was you, Bottle of Water, I would split these battleships up just so they can't get one-shotted with a nuke. And start working on nukes. Go on, you could surround this island and overwhelm them, surely. Bang! What's this? 45 minutes. Did they pick up the commander with just a combined use of the artillery, or was that a nuke? Must have been a nuke. And Taffy and what was his main base looks like has gone up. Out goes another nuke. Just so many nukes, impossible to keep track of them all. Looks like this nuke's going down here to deal with these battleships, and this was the problem. Putting all your eggs into one basket. Boom. That right there was a nice one. Taffy now moving in with his Air Force. Kazai has the numbers, but you've got these aircraft carriers. Surely, look at this one, survived with 300 hit points. Surely, yeah, that's it. Look at this. Taffy pulling off over his own anti-air. And looks like Kazar realizes the trap and backs off as well. Although I reckon Kazar had the numbers to finish what few ASF Taffy had left off. Taffy's actually made landfall and going for the odd spam. It's actually got him sent Tech 3 engineer here working on Ravagers. Oh, and we've got experimental bombers now from Bottle of Water who shifted gears. Bang. I mean, surely you're going to want to go for the big toys, man. One of them gets shot down. Oh, and down goes the other. That one is going to land into Kazar's air grid, although on the very corner of it. Damage could have been worse. I'm not sure entirely that... I guess if your other guy's got complete air dominance, I mean, what you're supposed to do other than distract it, but it was about as distracted as it was going to get. There's a third experimental bomber not able to crack the shields, and so with it not able to get through to this artillery, there are now 3 pieces working together. Bottle of water desperate to get near all the destroyers. Incy Wincy, but Kazar there, I think, with the best way to deal with it. I just feel one of these aircraft carriers just bring some anti-air closer, man. Otherwise, these destroyers are little more than a minor inconvenience for the coolies. One thing's for sure, Bottle of Water's not going to be able to keep that production. He just can't keep chucking Tech 2 units away like this, getting almost nothing done. Oh, the shield's gone down. I suspect that's a power issue there. Oh, they blink back on, though, before the Hotties were able to do anything with it. Kazar, emergency, sending some energy across to Horrocks, whose shield's cracked once again. Finally, well, they take out one TAC missile defense. I tell you what, man, the coolies, look at what they're reduced to. But they are still keeping the long-range weapons on. Look at the mass. 1,300 to 660. But all the toys remaining in the hands of the coolies. Importantly, the nuke, the long-range artillery. Nuke over here. This one's already got one in the clip. Should Kazar wish to fire it, he says yes. Bottle of water, man. Hats off to him. Look at him go. Just where you look, this guy's going for it. Big scouting run. Bottle of water's here. The problem is, if he's identified, I just feel like he is the players, or the player, should I say, with all the ideas. He's playing like he's players. He'd, of course, inherit Parapat, the rap space. In goes that nuke. Well, I'm sure that's probably not the most value for money nuke you've ever seen, but I guess something's always better than nothing. The artillery as well here, the mix of units. I like it. 58 kills for this artillery piece. It's like the team's desperate to scout. The problem is, if they identify Bottle of Water, I just feel that Kazar's going to amass all of those torpedo bombers and one-shot the guy. But, you know, when you've got this much artillery raining in, you can't really hide on the land, because as soon as you get ID'd, if they work together, even with the Seraphim shields, I suspect, 5 pieces of artillery, probably not going to hold. Big scouting run there from Bottle of Water. Wants to see what is what. Has he managed to get anything online? I mean, it appears that this part of the map has gone unmolested, and that's allowed Bottle of Water to get these experimental bombers online. Out come nukes. And look at the mass now. Let's take a look at the totals. 3 million to 2.8, let's call it. Team 2 ahead. That's got to be thanks to all that reclaim. All the mass donations. In comes another nuke. Bang, right into the front of Bottle of Water space. Alright, I'm going to say these nukes are worth it, because they're going to start tiring your opponent out. It's going to get increasingly difficult to keep rebuilding the base. That nuke's shot down thanks to that anti-nuke that, look at that, was just ready in time a few moments ago. Taffy confident, holding his spot there. Oh man, this is dicey, man. Credit to him. He's trying to rebuild again, almost from scratch. Oh, look at this. Bottle of Water's amassed a bunch of destroyers. Oh. Horrocks with the answer. the crab. Pot of water who's now gotten a chicken. Is he going to be able to hold? Oh, out comes another nuke. Taffy, your best run, pal. Your best run, unless this is a nuke from your team. And it doesn't look like it. You've got none in the clip. Oh, the nuke's being fired elsewhere. Because Kazar isn't to know that the nuke is empty. Oh, he's maybe firing for Ball of Water, who is running. Oh, this is close. And I think Ball of Water has done it. Oh, it's going to be so close. In fact, there, look at that. Ball of Water actually losing about 500 hit points off the commander. Nice read. The problem is, though, that means the coolies know where the enemy commander is. Or was that just a lucky guess? Massive wave of scouts. Look at it. I just wonder if, like, Ball of Water put as much energy into ASF as he did scouts. I mean, these are all Tech 3 scouts. They're not free. See what he can see. Well, there's your answer. Everything. Look at the map, guys. It's like 90-odd% hotties. Come on, Kazar Horrorox. It's like, who are you rooting for at this point? The guy, the team with the toys or the team with the land? It's not over. It's whoever dies first, which is like, well, yeah, that's the aim of the game. But I mean, it really is who dies first. In trying to find a game to cast, I reviewed one game. Not a single. It was a 4-on-4. Not a single commander died. The team with the 4 commanders played and all decided to capitulate together when it was over. So it was the first game I'd ever seen, I think, when nobody at all died. Which, up until that point, was a great game, but everybody just basically quitting was not the... Wouldn't have been the cast of the century. Let's come back over to the mass income. Well, we were there anyway. Hotties are ahead again, tick for tick. That's because look at all the mass points that are missing from the coolies. But of course, they still retain the toys. Out goes another nuke. I love this, you know, just try and get an anti-nuke where you can. They're just artillery going after for what it can. In goes the nuke. Navy units again from Bottle of Water. I do wonder if that was more a lucky shot there, or what. I mean, this is the thing. As long as you can keep distributing your base, just build fusions and mass, just keep rebuilding, keep redistributing. It's going to be very, very difficult, even with 5 artillery pieces, to knock out the eco when it's as distributed as it is on a map like this. If all the mechs were close together, I mean, it's GG, but they're not. I mean, credit to Kazar here with his spam. It's tying up untold numbers of naval units. I mean, look! We've got engineers, Tech 1, deep inside the Coolies Island, the main island. And it's still not over. You know what I'm going to ask for, guys? I'm not even going to ask. I'm not going to say it. Do the thing. Go on, Christmas present for me. Gonna be cheeky. If you've never left us a like before, as a Christmas present, as a go on, I give it to you. You finally got to 2K. Only took you all year, but you finally got to 2K. We did, of course, start the channel in January, so yeah, it did. It took me a full year. Oh, so, you know, it's like I could just view this map zoomed out, and when there's a lot going on, sometimes it feels like that's what you've got to do. But oh, the Tech 3 artillery finally being used defensively. No, no, no. Bottle of water. Look at this. Is chickens actually eating the Tech 3? And they may even be going for the Navy. Bottle of Water does make a push with the destroyers down here, but the problem is, again, with all of these Tech 1 bombers, I mean, this is why I just feel like bring one of the carriers or the anti-air a little closer, just so you can pick some of these off. I mean, these SAMs here are well positioned. Out comes the megalith. Primary that megalith. And it looks like Bottle of Water's got the same idea. Yep, go for it. It's got 58,000 mass killed. This sucker has paid for itself. But it's going to be close. Bottle of Water gets it. Nice. Right, continue the push. Oh, look at this. Bottle of Water losing the chicken there literally for naught. He has gotten the second one there. I mean, I suppose if you're tying up 2 or 3 standoff artillery pieces, have you lost it for naught? When those artillery would have been fired at something else? Maybe not. Maybe not. Like these SAM sites are getting value for money here. Big scouting run once again from Kazar. Let's see what he can see. I mean, he sees an anti-nuke. It's not shielded up, that. I mean, come on, man. Just put a shield or 2. Because you know that's going to be priority for the artillery. And yeah, look at this. The team really struggling to rebuild. Especially Taffy, who seems to be very low on build capacity. I'd argue it's possible he's getting tired. Subcom head is we're less than a minute away from the mark of epicosity. Look at the littering of anti-nukes here from Kazar. He must be smelling battleship nukes, and maybe Bottle of Water was anticipating that and so decided, well, we'll let it waste eco on anti-nukes, we'll just not build any. Yeah, and here's the move that we could smell coming. Artillery being redirected versus the island. I give a credit though, the hotties, which is they seem to have prevented the enemy from building more standoff weapons, although Kazar is working on the unit to end the game for sure. The Yolanos, if ever there was a game ender. That, together with 5 pieces of artillery and 2 regular nukes, is it. Bottle of Water, though, on the mark of epicosity. I love this move. Look, keep the bloody thing going, man. You need the splash damage to knock an hole through the door. Hold the other chicken off. You wanna go through. Oh, he's gonna walk right into his own ion storm. Look at the engineers. Fair enough. I tell you what, take the opportunity. Come on, keep it moving. Oh my goodness, what's he doing? He probably couldn't believe his luck that he was going to get as far as he did. Oh no, 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 no. Why didn't you keep moving? We're down to Tech 1 artillery. We're down to Zooey's Tech 1 versus Tech 3 standoff. That right there. I don't know. Does it give too much away? Does it give too much away? It's not even obvious. I'll tell you what, we'll keep it going. It's a screenshot. Does the artillery bag itself? Look at that. Just 300 hit points. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Just anything, surely. Anything. That's so close. Horolox was right there as well. Oh, never have I wanted so much as Zooey to complete its objective. And it so nearly did. I mean, these are all engineers. I don't believe it, man. They've made it to the front line as well. Trying to reclaim the enemy base. I mean, credit to the engineers. Like any other unit, they'll be tying up the targeting facilities. I mean, look at this. You've got Megalith literally firing at these engineers. And bottle of water. The huge scouting run once again. I mean, come on, you can see everything. You've got them, man. They're not even on 5% of the map. Well, oh, come on, let's give it 5%. But that's it. It's certainly not 10. How? Right, in come 3 bombers. Beautiful. Surely they're in. 1 hour, 2 minutes. 1 bombs away, bombs away, bombs away. They're going for the experimental nuke. Overkill. Oh! Kazar lives. Right in the middle of his base, he lives. Man, this is a game and a half. Christmas present and a half. And again, and I say I enjoy casting. I love it. And games like this, man, just all the more. Look at what they've been reduced to. There's no base, it's just sporadic power and mechs, and that is it. Team, the hotties are entirely reduced to the Navy game, and I've got more land on the enemy's islands than their own. Battleships not range. Come on. Surely, surely, surely these can get something done. I mean, you just need a few more of these. I mean, look at the range. They could knock a hole through this. And somehow the standoff artillery survived. Look at that. So often you see a chicken stood in place like that. But you do today. One of the exclusive advantages of Tactical Takeover is the dead chicken remains standing. Or at least on the episode that celebrates the 2000th subscriber. Oh, 1 hour for me. I tell you, it's still impossible to call. I'm somehow favouring the resilience of Bottle of Water, but at the same time, and I hope, you know, this isn't taken the wrong way by Taffy, Bottle of Water's a player that's come out with all the ideas. It feels like if he was picked off, whatever way, shape or form, that would be it. But look at this. Bottle of Water once again making a huge push. How many destroyers have we actually got here? 27. Bring these cruisers a little closer. What's this? Horrorlocks. Nanite is got the cloaking device and Tech 3, so he's only going to be seen if they get a spy plane over there. So he'll be able to shred these cruisers. And I suspect Bottle of Water hasn't a clue. Well, no, he doesn't. But he does have Tech 3 spy planes there. Oh no, they're ASF. They're not spy planes. Wrong unit. Right idea, wrong unit. Oh, look at all the bombers, man. It's all hands on deck once again. I mean, the destroyers, to their credit, I mean, they're getting a lot of kills, but a lot of it is going to be spam like this. You certainly don't want to pack them together so that these bombers, the splash damage doesn't spread across multiple units. But of course, when you're managing so many destroyers, spreading them apart, even using the spread move command, not always easy. The artillery continues to creep, and this guy continues to wander. Oh man. Bring the cruisers in, man. And I just wonder, is Bottle of Water starting to get a little tired? I just think if he brought these cruisers in, he'd be able to really screw with his air. Although Kazar and Horrorlocks allow themselves time to get another megalith up. And with it, oh, what I thought may have been a way in, it turns out it's not. I mean, it's not often you get what, I mean, it's not quite stalemate, but this is as close to stalemate as Supreme Commander Forge Alliance games get. Remember that one of the very early casts I did on the channel, I think it was 2 hour long or so game, on set-ons. That was a little stalemate-ish for a while. But again, there was never nothing. It was never like, you know, nobody's moving. There was always something evolving. Bottle of water going for the mass spam. Nice move. He's not tired. He's thinking of something else. Oh, this is actually upgrading mass points. Upgrading mass points on the enemy island. It doesn't get much cheekier than that. We've got a chicken right in. Man oh man, if bottle of water, come on, keep it moving. Or, come on, move it down this way. I guess he's just got so much to manage. He can't. The only reason I wanted it there, to pull this megalith out of position. Oh. Look at this guy. Nanite torpedo launch. I do just question what Horolox's objective is. I mean, he's trying to go up there. That's at least the plan, which I'm not sure I agree with the plan. Bottle of water making another concerted push. Loads of destroyers, battleships. Come on, is this going to be the one that knocks down the door? Surely this shield's going to collapse. Finally! Finally it goes. And with it, the first time, what feels like all game, Horolox's main base is at serious risk. The megalith pushes out. Bottle of water and his artillery spam is moving in. Can the megalith hold? I suspect not. Oh, it's eating the wrath of all of that battleship fire. Horolox wisely backing it off. A retreated megalith with low health is better than no megalith. It's no megalith anyway. Oh man, oh man, oh man. And I had to hand it to him. No doubt about it. Bottle of water man of the match. I realise it's been far too long since I've awarded a man of the match for a game like this. Some people say, no, it's MVP. Bollocks, it's man of the match. Some people say, well, what about the girls that play? Well, alright, person of the match then. Gotta be careful there, aren't you? So careful. Even though, like, the audience is, what, it's something like 99 point, what was it, percent male. Apparently so. Which means that if we get 1,000 views, there's about 10 ladies amongst you. So shout out to all the ladies. And why not? It's a brilliant game. Support commanders there from Khazar going down. Another chicken from Bottle of Water moving in. And I got to hand it to you guys, at 1 hour 10 minutes, it's starting to look a little bit like it's going the Hotties way. And it's somebody saying, yeah, they had 95% of the map half an hour ago. They did. But the Coolies had all the toys. The Hotties had none. But with sheer grit, determination, spam, overwhelming firepower, economy, and the resolve to continuously rebuild their shattered bases, this is finally going the way that map control said it was going to go a long time ago. Khazar there overcharging the chicken at point blank range. Another chicken to his north. Man, oh man, oh man. Rarely seen anyone in random map gems with this level of dedication, says Parapat the Rap. GG. Wow. Wow. Horolox, Matto, at least on paper, still in the game. Here he is. And it does appear that he has been identified through scouting or perhaps just through sheer lack of power to run his cloak. Well, the answer is he has, at least for now, both power and build capacity, but that is just a formality. Horrorlocks! Systems are failing, and to perhaps summarize just how unusual this game has been, is concluded with a bunch of Tech 3 engineers building point defense, and with it, Horrorlocks, bless his soul, makes its way up through the Quantum Gateway to fight another battle on another day. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic game that has been. I hope you're all doing very well this week. And I realise it's been a little while since I've done one, but like I say, I'll be honest, I have been busy, not been 100%, but what a game to come back to on the Neuroxis map gen here on Tactical Takeover. So until next time, take care wherever the world you may be. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See ya. Take care. Bye-bye. See ya.